I'm Bella, the maker mama boss lady behind Fiber and Fox, and this is apparently episode 49. I thought it was 50, but according to my notes, it's episode 49 of my podcast. I'm a crochet designer. I also knit quite a bit, and this is where I talk about all of it with you guys. It's been about 3 weeks, I think, since I last recorded, because I was holding off on sharing, I kind of went dark on Instagram too. I was holding off on sharing some content because what I've been working on was a gender reveal for our baby coming in the fall. So I'm going to be sharing that with you today. So excited. But yeah, anything you need to know about me, any patterns, any resources, all of that is going to be linked down below where you can find me. And also there's going to be a link to show notes on my blog, linking over to patterns and any yarns and stuff that I can guide you to. So check that out down below in the description box. I think that's about it. Admin-wise, I'm going to be doing the gender reveal, I guess, on here. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know probably because I got really excited when I finished the garment that I was working on and had to post it. And I tried to post a short on YouTube and I was trying to be sneaky about it, but YouTube, I guess, doesn't let you pick the cover image. So it straight up showed the reveal in the cover image. So if you saw that, then you already know. But if you don't, stay tuned. We're going to talk about it. And the other thing that it's not really admin, but I'm excited to share with you. Pretty soon you will not have to see this horrible blue wall anymore. It looks, it's kind of chaotic back there anyway, but all around me is extra chaos. If you don't know, and I don't know why you would, but if you are a longtime follower, maybe you remember, I am currently sharing a office with my husband who works from home. And this had kind of been my craft room, and then he was in another downstairs bedroom as his office music room. And then when he worked from home, we switched stuff around in 2020, and we're going to renovate the room adjacent to this one for me to use as a craft room / eventually homeschool room and office space, for my stuff. But it ended. Our house is always, I think it's any house, but our house in particular, I feel is anytime we take on a project, we're like, oh, this was more than we thought, which, is standard on home ownership, but ours has definitely got some unique quirks. The previous homeowners were real do-it-yourselfers without the knowledge to do it themselves. So it's always interesting. So we had started on that room in, I think, July of 2020, taking down wallpaper, ripping up rugs, realized we had wood floors, super excited. And then I don't remember what the original holdup was, but eventually my husband has had some issues with a disc in his neck as well as a tear in his shoulder. So he was unable, while he is capable of doing the do-it-yourself type projects from his time in the Air Force where he was doing structural stuff and whatnot. He just physically couldn't or shouldn't be drywalling and all of that. So my brother came in and helped. We had some families pitch in a little bit, but it hasn't gotten done. So that room has been empty other than a cat bed and random storage and a shop vac for about a year and a half plus, because it's now April of 2022. So we finally were okay, my brother did as much as he could, but he's 19, so he is not a professional contractor. So he did a bunch, and then Jojo was it doesn't make sense for me to put myself through pain. He's doing a lot better, going to chiropractor. He's greatly improving, and we're hopefully not needing any surgeries, but yeah, he shouldn't really be doing that stuff at this point. So we ended up hiring some guys, and they've been in there for the last 4 or 5 days, something, finishing up, and I'm just really excited. We gotta have people come in and do the wood floors, and then we can move in and do Fiber and Fox stuff in there, and then set up a little homeschool space. And eventually we're gonna move my husband back over in there with me again, and then he's gonna fix this room up into his music room, because this whole blue and pink wallpaper thing we got going on in here, you can't see it, it's bad. Yeah, so renovations, they're happening, and it's exciting when the project had stalled for so long. I'm kind of at the point of overwhelm. I don't know what I want it to be now. Obviously I want it to be, I don't have a schedule where I sit down, and usually if I'm on my laptop and doing work, I'm sitting on my bed or the couch, but to set up a desk space and then have all of our homeschool stuff, all the books that are all over the house and random stuff. And by homeschool, my daughter's in preschool now, but we do intend to be homeschooling throughout and later on. So get that set up. All of the craft stuff has been in my husband's office. He works at home during the day, so like anytime my kid wants to like paint or I need yarn or whatever, like we gotta bug him while he's working, and it's just not been ideal. So I'm very grateful that we have the space to spread the two things out. But now I'm just like, do I have more cubbies? Do I have bookshelf? Like I don't know. I'm not great at designing from a blank slate. I'm pretty good at making stuff look good if we've been given a lot of furniture. I'm pretty great at thrifting. I'm pretty good at like side of the road finding free stuff and making it all work together in some sort of eclectic way. But I'm really bad at like, here's an empty room, go buy some stuff and put it in there. I don't know what I actually want, and I'm bad at commitment. So this is a big ramble about my office space, but I'm very excited about it, and to have a clean white wall to take pictures against and set up a cute podcast spot. So hopefully in the next month or so, you guys are going to be seeing me in there. So I wanted to share that. And I'm going to show you in just a moment the agenda reveal. If you're following me over on Instagram, you've probably already seen this, but I do want to share it again here. Maybe I'll put the reel in, but you can probably just jump over to Instagram and watch it. But I had been working on a garment for our baby coming in the fall, and it's a baby boy. It's a boy baby, a little boy son, little man. Yeah. So we're having a boy, and we're all very excited. My daughter's very excited. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like crochet translates really well to feminine, cute, baby, girly patterns. But at least a couple people introduced me to a few designers over on the reel, but I have not found a ton of crochet baby things other than like blankets that I would consider, I mean, it only has to be so masculine, it's a baby, but boyish, I guess. And even like, yeah, and just in general, I feel like I associate knit more with like masculine looking stuff. And there's definitely some tricky techniques and stuff that you can do and achieve a knit like look with crochet. And I did make a Fields cardigan, which is one of my patterns and adult sizes. I shrunk it down. There's no pattern for the kids, but I did do a baby size version for a friend's baby boy, and that came out super cute. So I know I want to make those, but I don't have a ton of inspo as far as stuff that I want to crochet for my son. And I crocheted so many, and knit so many tiny, sweet little frilly dresses and cardigans and stuff for my daughter. And I want to make a ton of handmade stuff. But I also know that like newborn babies don't need a ton of cardigans and pullovers. And like, I love all the little jumpers and like the button up, like romper suit things, but they are a pain to change diapers in. Yeah, and realistically, he's gonna like wear pajamas and onesies for the first several months of his life. So he's not gonna need a lot of formal cardigans, but throughout the span of his life, I have a long list of cardigans and beanies and cute little band stuff that I want to make. So if you have suggestions, I would love ideas for both crochet and knit. I'm trying to pace myself and maybe just make some stuff in larger sizes. Like I made this, I'll tell you about the pattern in just a moment. I made this in, I think, the 6 to 12 month size, just knowing that like newborn, I'm probably not going to wrestle him into a little grandpa cardigan, but it's so cute. So I'll probably do like one more for a teeny tiny size. I don't know. I have no control when it comes to these things. I definitely made my daughter too much stuff too. But I love making for my daughter, and I know I'm going to love making for him. So this is getting rambly, but if you have suggestions on great baby patterns, like I will put in a screen grab of my Ravelry favorites right now, and I have found so many cute knit things for little boys. So many cute ones, particularly sweaters and cardigans. But if you have suggestions, I'm definitely going to make my Be Brave baby blanket, which was actually, it's my only knit pattern. It's super basic, only knit pattern that I designed for my daughter. And I have a bunch, I meant to grab that. We can do that next podcast episode. I have a bunch of knit squares that I made like right after we got married, that are all in like primary colors in black. And I want to put that together for a baby blanket. And again, how many baby blankets do you need? But I like having them. I think they're a nice heirloom piece. So I'm gonna make those. Definitely like some beanies. And I already went through all of my daughter's stuff and like pulled out all the gender neutral onesies and all the gray stuff and all the like little pom-pom beanies that I've made and stuff. But I'm really excited. I love the making, like the making nesting starts for me immediately. So I'm excited to make. But this sweet little sweater is one that I have made previously. I made it also for a friend's baby. And like I said, this is the, I think 6 to 12 month size or 6 to 9 month or something. So it is larger. It's not infant. I'm going to make an itty bitty one, but it goes pretty fast because it's small. So this is the Caress cardigan, and I'm going to, because I always butcher the pronunciation, and I feel so bad because I've asked her multiple times and Portuguese is not something I'm good at. So I'm going to play you how she pronounces it because it sounds so much better when she says it than I do. Okay, you ready? By the designer.
Hi, Bella. Well, it's pronounced agasalhos e bugalhos.
So I appreciate Sandra sending me the pronunciation because I try and then I listen back on the podcast and I'm always like, oh, I didn't say it right again. And I really try to pronounce people's names and like businesses correctly, but we're going to do that for this one instead. But yes, she has so many lovely, not only little boy patterns, but some lovely, sweet little girl patterns as well. I had made a bunch. Some of the first stuff I actually made for my daughter were some of her patterns and have since made more of them. And this is a great, gender neutral cardigan option. It's very much similar to the Gramps cardigan by Tin Can Knits, but I actually like this one better. So what can I tell you about it? I used some stash yarn. Trying to use some stuff up. Main color is Top Stitch Lion Brand Jeans, which I think is discontinued, but I love this color. I love the like white in with the fawny brown, the Top Stitch jean color. I love it. So I had a little bit left and I wanted to optimize. That's another reason I made the larger sizes. I wanted to use up as much of it as I could. So I have this much left, which is probably like 5 grams or so. And then I held double because when I made it previously for my friend's baby, I liked the thicker ribbing. So I held double. This is another jeans color. I don't remember what this one is called, but it's the Beige Lion Brands jeans. Also discontinued, I think. I don't know why they took jeans away. It was great. And then I held it double with, this is Soft and Sleek DK, which is absolutely not DK. It's super lightweight. From Hobby Lobby in the color Canyon, maybe? Something. Dark gray one. So I held those double. And like this is all I have left of all of that. So I used up some good bits. And the buttons were from my mom. It's kind of my mom and I's stash. For a while I was collecting buttons as a kid, and she's always kind of collected buttons, and like as she gets rid of garments that are like too worn out, she gets the buttons off of them. And we've bought buttons at like tag sales and thrift stores and jars and whatever. So we have a big vintage button stash that she keeps in like one of those holiday popcorn tins, like where you get it and it's got the divider with like the cheese and the caramel and the butter popcorn, and they're all super kind of taste like plastic. But yeah, a big old tin of buttons. So these are just some, I have no idea, they're plastic. No idea what they came from or when they're from. Some buttons on there. And yeah, it's a very easy to follow pattern. It gets a little dicey on the button placement. Not dicey, but just mathy, based on it's laid out very well. If you want to change how many buttons you use and spacing and how many stitches you picked up for the button band and all of that, it's laid out very nicely, and there's like a little graph chart thing, and but that's really the mathiest part. The rest is just a very basic raglan. And the shawl collar, there's an option in the pattern for a regular v-neck as well as a shawl collar. And I've made the pattern before, and I was making it with the intent of making the shawl collar, but I may have it printed somewhere. I didn't print out the pattern, so I was doing it off my phone because I was like, I've done this pattern before, it's no big deal. And a lot of times I'll print it off and like write on it, but I figured I had done it before and it was tiny and not super mathy. So I was going through the pattern, and I guess the way she has it broken down is you like do the body and finish the sleeves and all of that, and then there's instructions on one page for like collar, and then the following page or 2 pages down or whatever is shawl collar. And in my mind, I forgot there was a V-neck option, so I just followed the directions for collar, all the like picked up the whole button band, finished, and then it was like, and bind off. I was like, wait, where's my shawl collar? I didn't do any short rows. So I made the complete V-neck version, which was cute, but I really wanted the little grandpa-y short row shawl collar, so I pulled it all back out again, picked up all my stitches, did all my button math, and shawl collared it. So I think it's very nice with the held double. It stands up. I think it's not as floppy. It stands up, it stays, it folds. Super cute. So it's got those little matching cuffs. And it doesn't have pockets. I feel like it could. I know the Gramps one from Tin Can Knits does have pockets. But this one, for a baby, like what are you gonna put in cardigan pockets on a baby? So totally just for looks. The only other thing I did hacky, and I think I took pictures, maybe I'll put them in. But somehow I managed to, doing the short rows, I was paying attention, I thought, but I somehow managed to add, I think, an extra set of short rows back in like one direction, but not in the other. You can't really tell when you look at the collar itself, but like when I cast off the button band, one side was like 2 rows wider than the other. So look at the pictures. So what I ended up doing is on this one, I just ended up picking up or single crocheting along the edge, because that was the button band, and then I added an edge of single crochet, which looks, pretty close to a knit bind off. A single crochet to just even it out with the other side of the button band, because it was completely thinner, and it wouldn't have mattered if it was the side with the buttons on it, because it would have covered over, but it was like the side with the button holes. So I fixed that, and after having redone the shawl collar one time, I was like not taking it out again to fix that. So, think sneakier, work sneakier, not harder. And it all came together. So this is the first thing that I've made for my son. And I'm sure someone will ask if we have a name picked out. We're very close. We think we have a name. Again, my commitment issues. I take naming very seriously. And with my daughter, it was a name that I had picked out probably in middle school, early high school, that I just knew I was going to have a daughter and I was going to name her what her name is. It's very unusual, and I was I just knew. And my husband was on board with it and all of that. So her name was picked out from way back. But we hadn't had a boy's name completely settled that we both agreed on. So we're pretty much there now, but we haven't announced it yet, because we're just still weighing over. But I'm not going to put that info up here or on Instagram. We use a nickname for my daughter on the internet, and we'll probably do the same for my son. And we just don't like to share personal information, and likely if I share photos, it's going to be cropped out, just wearing a cute sweater or whatever. But I do like to give you guys some updates. I'm about 18 weeks now when you're watching this, so almost halfway, and just really, really excited to see how just this dynamic changes. I feel just so blessed. There was definitely, this is going to be a long podcast, I'm sorry, but there was definitely a time after we got married and for several years where we weren't sure we were going to be able to have kids. So the fact that we have a daughter and now a son is just amazing. So blessed, so grateful that God has entrusted us with not only a daughter, but also a little man to raise, and just so happy. So I'm looking forward to sharing all the cute makes. If you have suggestions of either designers or specific patterns, send them to me, please. Give me all the cute baby things, please, and thank you. We'll move on from the baby content now. I just spent several minutes looking for the ball band on the socks I had finished, looking through bags, looking through my basket. I tucked it on the back of the sock block. So I finished the socks from the previous episode. I actually really like them. I think this could very well be a discontinued yarn as well. I got it in a grab bag thrift store type situation. But this is Red Heart, Heart and Soul, which I haven't seen elsewhere. It was from AC Moore according to the original tag, but AC Moore is no longer, so I don't know if you can find it online or elsewhere, but I've never seen Red Heart sock yarn, but I actually really like it. And the color on the tag, we talked about it last time and had a good laugh. It says Tequila Sunrise on the tag, but from my Googling, I believe it's supposed to be Tequila Sunrise, which don't recommend that. But yeah, I really like the colors actually. And for a commercial red heart sock yarn, I think it's actually pretty nice. Yeah, I really like the purple and the orange together. Just did a basic vanilla sock. This is some Cascade Heritage, I think is the sock yarn with the silk in it. Cascade Heritage, heel, toe, cuff. And then Tequila Sunrise, I guess. Tequila Sunrise socks. So those are done, super basic. Vanilla have been just getting back into the making. So vanilla socks seemed appropriate, and the self-striping was nice because they went really fast, and that's really all I have to say about those. So that's pair number 3, I think, of socks for the year. And that's my only other finished object. Works in progress. I promised I was going to make progress on the shawl with the fiber for the people yarn that I have been promising for a good long while. They're all Lucky Strikes. It's the one with the greens and the grays, and I finally caked them up. I finally started, and I did a giant gauge swatch. Haven't sat down and started the shawl yet, but I did. I was really intimidated by caking up the mohair. I didn't swatch with the mohair because I know you can't really rip it out, and sometimes I rip out the swatches and use the, I don't know. So I didn't swatch with the mohair. I swatched with the regular non-mohair yarn. But I did some swatching. So the main stitch is going to be my dandelion stitch, which shows up in many of my other patterns. I love it. It's a riff on Daisy or Star Stitch. So I was just swatching kind of between 2 hook sizes, trying to figure out what I wanted as far as drape and whatnot, blocked it and all of that. I think I'm going to go with this one. I don't know. I don't know if you can even tell because this is like a 4 and a 3.75 millimeter. Fabric wise, we got that. That goes with that. And then that. I kind of like the more open dandelions, but I was thinking with the mohair, which I didn't swatch in, which I don't intend to hold double. I'm intending to stripe a gray and then a green mohair. Not holding it double with anything, so it is going to be lace weight. So I'm thinking probably the tighter gauge would be better with the mohair. But the shawl design itself is going to be pretty non-complicated, and I just need to sit down and just math out the increases and decreases and be on my merry way, I guess. But that is coming, and you guys had some great name suggestions last time, so hopefully I get started on that real soon. And yeah, I really have been itching to get back into the crochet designing, but now I'm just itching to make baby patterns, so I need to be like, no, Bella, you have a business, go crochet something, design something. But either way, it's content for you guys, so yeah, I would like to get back into designing because I haven't done any this year, 2022, and it's now April, so I need to do that again. First trimester was rough, but we're doing great now. I feel great, and I need to make a dandelion shawl, a second version of a dandelion shawl. So that is going to be coming soon. And then other work in progress. It's a sock, surprise. Another self-striping, because those go quick and are fun. So this is when I'm recording, it's Monday, and I started these like Saturday afternoon, so they're going nice and quick. Oh, I kind of like those on camera. They kind of have a like vintage circus vibe. Kind of fun. So again, no pattern. This is, I'm just doing a vanilla sock, but every time I change a color stripe, I'm throwing in a purl row. So yeah, self-striping. I cast on again with the Cascade Heritage and the charcoal or whatever dark color gray it was. And then the main color, nope, that's the Heart and Soul one. Main color is Patton's Croy Socks in the colorway Mid-Century Stripes. So yeah, they're going for vintagey. And I have several skeins of this in my stash, and I figured I should start using some. A viewer sent me some, and my mom bought me some, so I can make multiple pairs of socks out of this. Usually I don't like a purl bump in a sock, but this needed something besides just being vanilla, and I had just done a vanilla pair, so I think that came out pretty good. So then the texture is only going on the top of the foot, just regular striping on the bottom, and yeah, I think I cast on just 60 stitches and doing my basic sock thing. The only complaint I have with these, and it's entirely my own fault, is that there's some jogging, because I'm just doing the purl ridge wherever, I don't know if you can, yeah, wherever the color changes, so there's a little bit of a jog. It shows up best in the white. Where is it? Hang on. A little bit of jog whenever I change. You can see it there. Boop. Little boop. It actually doesn't look as bad on camera, but this white one on the front is just real annoying. Just a little step up jog. That's right on the front of the foot, but I'm just changing to purling wherever the color runs out, and because otherwise I would have to cut the yarn every time. And I can kind of fudge it more on the foot because the underside is just plain striping, which also looks really nice. Come on, camera, you can do it. Or not, don't, that's fine. But yeah, I think they're cute. I'm using some other patterns, Crochet Remnant. I think it's Gray Marl for the heel, and then I'll probably use the Cascade on the toe. And yeah, these seem wider than my average. I mean, Patton's Crochet is thicker, and I'm actually doing it on a smaller needle than normal, so I don't know. They seem wider, but they're gonna be fine. They'll fit. So that's my only other whip that I have going on. Acquirings, I guess I could have lumped this in with the baby patterns because I told you I was done talking about them, but I did. We need to make a stop at Joann to get something else. We're buying paint. I grabbed some more yarn for probably another Caress cardigan, because at this point I kind of have the pattern fresh in my mind, and I want to make a tiny one, and I'm thinking making it sizing, it's hard to guess. My daughter was about 7 pounds when she was born, and I'm assuming a boy will be slightly larger, maybe, but my husband was also way smaller than both of his sisters, so like, I don't know. How do babies, like, how, you can't guess how big a baby's gonna be. But I'm trying to make one sizing wise so that we can either use it for Christmas photos or wearing on Christmas or whatever. So I'm going to make another one with the green as the main color and this, what is this, tweedy looking thing. And these are all Line Brand B6 stitch, which is an acrylic. The other ones were acrylic as well, I didn't mention. I do love a natural fiber if I'm making for myself, and at this point if I'm making for my daughter, I feel like I can maintain that, but for a baby with like spit up drool and, you know, 4th trimester type stuff, I do not want to be hand washing and blocking baby boy poop knits. Like, so acrylic it is, it's going in the washing machine. So yes, I probably didn't need 2 skeins of the green. Probably 1 would have sufficed, but I did grab 2. So do the ribbing in this, make a tiny one for a little Christmas outfit or something. Again, totally not necessary. Babies don't need Christmas outfits, but I want them to have Christmas outfits. And we always do a family Christmas card and stuff, so probably use it for that. We'll see. Yeah, I just want to make all the things for all the babies, especially mine, mostly mine. Yes, thank you for hanging out with me. This one was actually not as long as I thought it was going to be, so that's good. I would love suggestions down below of your ideas, either for my office, for my baby makes, for really anything you want to see content-wise here. I really like hanging out with you guys. I know I was probably kind of excited and rambly today. When I have good news, it kind of just, I don't know, my heart rate like goes up and I just get really excited. So yeah, really just loving life. So I hope that you are too. I hope that things are well with you, and if you have ideas for me, send them my way. Thank you for all of your love and support, and I appreciate you. So I guess I will talk to you in episode 50, because perhaps this was not episode 50, but if it was, whatever. Thanks for being here with me for all of it, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks, guys.